What is good, y'all boys? It is your boy Steph, and I'm back with my Western Conference predictions video. Now, before I get into the video, y'all see the shirt, bruh? Come on now. I ain't gonna lie to y'all boys. I done recorded this video already. My mic is muted the whole time. It's not muted now, thank goodness, because that was a lengthy video. But I must say this, a lot transpired in the days after me making the video. So it was actually beneficial and to my advantage that what happened. And we gotta live with it. So today I'm bringing you guys the refined version of the Western Conference predictions. We already know my Lakers are out. I will not lie to you guys. I did predict them to be in the first round going against the Suns. It's revised, it's changed. Y'all didn't hear that from me, I'm sorry. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So as we all know, majority of us know, if you watch basketball, you know, pretty much the top 3 seeds are locked in. You know, you got Phoenix at 1, Memphis at 2, Golden State at 3, and then technically the 4 is locked in too. I think there's only 3 or 4 games left. I don't think Denver will get ahead of Dallas anyway. So those are the top 4 already. I don't want this video to be too long and I don't want it to be too short, but we already know with these teams what we're gonna get. The Suns, they're 62-16, locked up the best record in the league. They've been playing phenomenally. Just a couple years ago, y'all remember they went, what, 7-0, 8-0 in the play-in? They didn't make the playoffs, but back then, I remember Hoop Heads talking about how that team is coming, and boy, come they did. Pause. Big pause. My bad. But y'all get what I'm saying. So past the Suns, then you got the Grizzlies. Now the Grizzlies have been hooping lately, and what's crazy is they have been hooping without Ja Morant. They are 18-2 without Ja. It got a lot of people speculating, is Ja one of those guys that is a corner piece, or is he just in the product of a good system? Now, I think Ja is that dude. I personally think he's what Derrick Rose would have been if Derrick Rose didn't get hurt, but on another level because he can shoot a lot better, facilitate a lot better. And I think he's just a 2.0 of what Derrick Rose would have been. That might be a hot take. I don't think so. I think it's actually pretty fair of a take. But of course, the league was transitioning into what it is today. So Ja is, of course, a better shooter. It makes sense. At the 3, you got Golden State 50-29. Now, throughout the season, they were playing very good ball. Steph got hurt. Draymond got hurt. Well, Draymond got hurt before Steph, but they are saying Steph will be back for the playoffs. So hopefully we do get an entertaining series with the Warriors. Whomever they play. As of right now, they'd be playing Utah. It's funny because before the video I did before, I predicted Utah to play Dallas, and I thought that was going to be a good series. I'll get to that in a minute. After Golden State, you got Dallas at the 4 spot. They are 49-30. Dallas on the Western Conference has been playing some of their best brand of basketball all year. It's all starting to come together. I love Jason Kidd as their coach. I love their pickup in Spencer Dinwiddie. They did some good things going into the second half of the season. Of course, like I said, Jason Kidd is a phenomenal coach. He's made some adjustments coaching-wise. I hope the Lakers actually got him since we were able to get Tyronn Lue. But some news came about that today. Video coming soon. Stand by on that one because I do got a lot to say about my Lakers. Moving on, because this video is not about them and I'm not about to be first take or undisputed talking about a team that is not making the playoffs. So number 5, Denver Nuggets. Listen, bro, this man Jokic is leading this team to heights I never thought he could. Now, I knew Jokic was that dude, and I've always been on the bandwagon that he's better than Joel Embiid, but what he's done this year without Jamal Murray and without Michael Porter Jr., you know, Jeremy Grant left a couple years ago. You know, what he's doing is great. And I've said this before, I think this team is poised to be the next Golden State. Those younger guys that they have can now play, a la the Bones Highlands of the world. He's hooping. Watch out for him. He is going to be a hooper, bro. What I'm saying really is the Nuggets will be able to be one of those teams that they have a big 3 and they have a great supporting cast that they don't got to pay too much for. And I'm pretty sure a free agent is going to want to come to Denver. Somebody's gonna want to come to Denver. Moving on, we got the Jazz, the self-imploding Jazz, the frauds Jazz, the regular season Warriors. A stat came out not too long ago. Obviously it's been a stat, but just made public that Donovan Mitchell passes the ball to Rudy Gobert twice a game. That's not 2 assists a game, that's 2 looks a game. That's giving the ball to his teammate twice in the 30 minutes that they average on the court together. Before, I have speculated that Rudy Gobert is just an offensive liability and that's what's hindering them, but what it seems like now is he's not even getting a chance to show what he can do offensively. Now, I could be wrong because I don't really watch Jazz games like that, but based on a stat like that, if you have your 2 guard doing that, who primarily handles the ball, trouble is somewhere, and they're gonna unload Donovan Mitchell because he's on a 5-year, $163 million deal, whereas Gobert, he's on a 5-year, $205 million deal. So it's gonna be much easier moving Donovan Mitchell. I won't say much easier because they're both crazy contracts that are gonna be hard to move, but regardless, it'll be easier to move Mitchell because his is, of course, substantially lower. Now, moving into play-in, you got the Timberwolves at 7. You got the Clippers at 8. Both of these teams made a play-in berth. And then you got the Pelicans and the Spurs at 9 and 10. Now, getting into the predictions and who I think will come out of the West. I think for 9 and 10 in the play-in, I feel like the Pelicans got it. Now, Brandon Ingram is back. CJ McCollum is hooping, and that team is doing pretty well. I like what I see from them. They could have their own kind of smaller big 3 in Zion, BI, and CJ. Possibly that seems like that's their outlook. I don't know if it's Zion's outlook because Zion does not want to be in New Orleans, it seems. But I digress and say I think the Pelicans could pull that off to where they would play the Timberwolves, because I think the Timberwolves will end up losing to the Clippers and the Clippers get the 7th seed. And the Timberwolves playing the Pelicans for that 8th seed. At that point, I think the Timberwolves got it, getting the 8th seed. And then that first round matchup is going to be Suns Timberwolves at the 1-8. You got Grizzlies Clippers at the 2-7. Warriors Jazz at the 3-6. And Dallas Denver at the 4-5. Now, Dallas Denver might be the best series. I feel like whatever team Dallas is playing against was going to be the best series, to be completely honest. I kind of want to see the Clippers play the Mavericks, but with the way I have the bracket set up, I think the Clippers and Mavericks, they'll only see each other in the Western Conference Finals if it came to that. And I don't think the Clippers are making the Western Conference Finals. So in the 1-8 matchup, which would be Phoenix and the Timberwolves, I got Phoenix winning that in 5 fairly easily. It should be 4, but I think Cat will have a pretty good game in one of these games, probably the first game in Minnesota, if not second. Because the second game, it'll be do or die at that point. You're about to go down 3-0. You got to get at least 1 win there. So I do think the Suns come out of there. Then for the 2-7 matchup, which is Memphis and LA, I think Memphis toughs this one out in 6, only because PG won't have Kawhi's help. Again, y'all already know defense get a lot of more focus, and with PG just now coming off this injury, he's gonna have to shake the rust off at some point. I know he came back hot, but there's gonna be rust somewhere, especially when the defense gets more focused in the playoffs. So I do think he will have to adjust, and it'll be tough without Kawhi there. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm gonna be the first one to say it. But I won't call the Clippers the flippers because they did their thing to get to where they need to be. Lakers didn't do that despite having more injuries. Get this, and this is the last thing, maybe second to last thing I say about the Lakers. AD has played more games in the Laker uniform than both Paul George and Kawhi have missed in a Clipper uniform. So, if and when Lakers fans try to use injuries as an excuse, do not allow them to, because the Clippers' 2 main guys that they have hinged their franchise upon, that they have traded a multitude of picks for, have played less games than AD has in his Laker uniform, and their team still has found a way to win, make the playoffs, and not have a disappointing season this year the way we have. Because I will say this, we should be in at least contention for 6, 7, and 8 within at least 2.5 games somewhere. Yes, injuries play a role, but that's not the bigger picture. Injuries are just a minor piece of the puzzle. But moving on from the Lakers, because I'm tired of talking about these sorry butts. 3-6, we'll see the Warriors and Jazz. I got the Warriors winning in 5. The Jazz are gonna implode after this year. This is their last year of being, you know, regular season Warriors and scaling by and people thinking they're an elite team when they're really not. They went from the top seed early in the year down to 6 very fast, and I think that's just a testament to how that team really is. So Warriors got that in 5. Then I got Dallas and Denver, the best series of all. However, Dallas is playing some of their best ball all year, so I got Dallas coming out of there. So then in the second round, you're gonna see Dallas and Phoenix, which is gonna be a great series. And then other than Dallas and Phoenix, in the bottom half of the bracket, you would have the Warriors going against the Grizzlies, which that's gonna be a great series too, bro. I don't know how the Grizzlies stopped Steph. We know how Steph is in the playoffs. He is a freak of nature. In the Phoenix Mavericks matchup, I have Phoenix winning that in 6. The Mavericks will make it difficult. However, I think Phoenix is just too good on. They're way too good, and when they stop you on defense, they get a bucket in transition very easily. The Mavericks aren't fast enough. They're just not. I love the Mavericks this year. Love the brand of ball they're playing, but they're missing one key piece. I don't know what it is, but they're missing that one piece. It might be a superstar. I'm not sure, but they're very close. They're very, very close. So in the Western Conference Finals, I got the Suns and Warriors. Warriors are winning in 7. That's where I got it. I think Chris Paul would. I'm not gonna say fumbles the bag because I don't want to make it seem like he's a playoff liability. He does get hurt, but I don't consider you a liability for that. Yes, your best ability is your availability. However, injuries you can't plan and play out. I can't hold that against him. But I will say this: Steph will come up brighter. And Klay Thompson will be playing some great defense on Devin Booker. They're going to have to find an answer for Draymond orchestrating the whole offense, and I don't think they have it. Jay Crowder is a great defender, yes, but he's one of those guys where he bothers scores. Draymond is one of the most patient dudes on the court ever. Jay Crowder is not the guy that's going to stop him. Then you got Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson's a shooter, bro. Love my guy, Tar Heel Nation. Let's go Tar Heels. We about to win tonight, by the way. If you're not watching this before the NCAA championship, you need to watch it after. Don't do either or. Watch it tomorrow on Tuesday. But anyway, I do have the Warriors coming out of there in 7, to which they'll see the Bucks. If you saw my last video, you know that. They will see the Bucks in the finals, and I think they'll beat the Bucks in 6. I think Steph and the Warriors are gonna win, and I think he's gonna get his Finals MVP. I think the Bucks championship last year was fraudulent. I think their whole way to the finals was barely a cakewalk, and you know they got lucky to beat up on a beaten up Suns team and did what they did. They got their ring, can't take that away from them, but I want to see if it was legit, and I think they're poised to go back to back. They can do it, but it depends on what team they play, and I don't think the Warriors are the team they want to see. So that's where I stand on that. If you guys like this video, and I know you did, as you always do, like the video. You see the thumbs up that's like this? Go hit that below for me. Just do that real quick. Now, if you're new and you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button for me, and then hit the notification bell next to it. It's this little fun thing that, like, when my video goes boop, it uploads to YouTube. It tells you on your phone, bro. It's cool, bro. It's a cool piece of technology. You should look into that. But as always, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you appreciate the video, like I said, in all seriousness, please do not hesitate to subscribe. If you think I got any of my predictions wrong, you let me know in the comments below. It is your boy Steph. I love you guys as always, and I'm out. Peace.